I decided to make another video. Hopefully the sound quality will be better on that one because I have earphones with a microphone now, so no more whooshing of air or whatever that noise was in the background. It's more like crackling, to be honest. But don't ask me how. I still don't know. Maybe it's some side effect of having dropped my iPod far too many times, but it works. Any other recording of sound, fine. Record it on a video, sounds like the ocean. No, it doesn't, but close to it. So yes, I have still so many questions from Eleazar to answer about Caela, so I decided we'll do that now. So yes, this is probably going to be a long one. Eleazar wanted to know what Caela's opinion was of Sunbirth in general. Well, obviously she's grown up in Sunbirth. She's never been outside of Sunbirth. She's never had any desire to leave Sunbirth. So it's safe to say she likes Sunbirth, except that, well, she doesn't at the same time. Because obviously she's used to it, she's used to the lawlessness, she's, all those sorts of things. But at the same time, she knows it's a dangerous place. She doesn't like being in danger. I mean, does anybody like being in danger? Okay, well, the Anarta do, because they like that whole adrenaline rush thing, and there's people like that anyway. But yeah, she doesn't actually like being in danger because she's normal. So when you're in a place like Sunbirth, you've still got that. Well, when you're in a place like Sunbirth, you've got anarchy. As in, if something happens to you, nobody will care. Nobody will do anything. So she doesn't like that aspect of it at all. But she does like the city. Personally, I like the city because obviously I wouldn't be playing there if I didn't like the city. But you know what I mean. But no, it does have a certain amount of charm to it. It's just an interesting setup, But she's used to it. She's lived there, as I've said, all her life. Sunset quarters. So she doesn't really know anything different. So she can't see it as being as bad as it is. I mean, I don't even know how she'd react to being in a place that was orderly and had laws. I mean, if she went to, how do I pronounce this? Oh God Almighty, no. Here we go. If I have this wrong, just don't judge me. If she went to somewhere like Silaris, is that how you pronounce it? Then I'm sure she wouldn't stay there very long at all because you have so many rules. It's so structured. She wouldn't know what to do, to be honest. Well, I suppose there's a lot of places like that she just would not know what to do, because most places are structured in some shape or form. But I suppose it's the extremity of it. I don't know what she'd make of other cities. See, Eleazar wanted to know if I can see her ever leaving Sunbirth. Now I can't, but that could change. So we'll watch this space basically. Well, you'll know if she moves. But yeah, if she was to go somewhere, I don't know where she'd go, because it's not really about where I like. It's what Caela would like, because obviously she's the character and I just go wherever she wants me to go. I sound like a puppet here. But yeah, I don't know. There's definitely places she wouldn't go near. Sahova, I don't think most people would ever consider going there, because you have, it's not a good place to be if you're alive. Okay, there are people who are alive who are there, but they're usually involved in magic of some shape or form. So she doesn't have any magic. She doesn't trust magic. Well, I suppose it's one of those misunderstood things that she doesn't really know much about magic. So she can't see it as, I don't know, anything good. So, it's just superstitions, really. I suppose if she ever came across somebody and she found out they could do magic, and she found, well, I mean, it would depend on the type of magic, I suppose. But I mean, if it was somebody who could do terrible, terrible things, she would still see it as being bad magic. But you know, there are other magics that are good, so she wouldn't see them as being particularly bad. I'd say if she went into magic herself, she'd end up in hypnotism. That's just what I think. I don't know though, we'll see. So, where would she go? This is me not answering the question here, where she'd go. If she did leave and go to somewhere like Solaris, as I said, she wouldn't last long. So even if she arrived, she'd be staying there basically 5 minutes. It would be such a waste of travelling time, really. Nika, I don't think she'd like it. I don't think she'd like having... I mean, like, the monks do have a reputation of being bullies, which is something she'd cop fairly quickly. So, she wouldn't like that. She wouldn't like the whole godly aspect of it. Well, even if they are... Well, they're not like full gods. Well, that's a stupid thing to say anyway, but... yeah, she wouldn't like that religious aspect. That's the words I'm looking for, religious. Zeltiva... I don't know. Would she be interested in Zeltiva? No idea, actually. I consider it. She does like learning things. She might be interested in the university there. But I don't know if it would hold her, to be honest. Ravok or Ravik or whatever you call it. Whatever way you pronounce it. I suppose it's closer to Sunbirth. But again, you know, you've got the whole everyone worshipping Rysal thing. Well, not everyone, you know what I mean. You have very Rysal orientated, so she wouldn't like godly cities, really. She went elsewhere. If we're not looking at Silira, I don't know. We'll just give up on pronouncing things. Dricus, she wouldn't like. I don't think she'd like being on the move. I don't know what she thinks about horses. I don't think she's seen any horses recently. Has she seen horses recently? No, I haven't written anything about her interacting with horses. So I don't know, actually. What does she think of horses? This is something I'm going to have to think about. But yes, I'm supposed to be answering this question, not going off on a tangent. So she wouldn't like the nomadic bit anyway of Andricus. Riverfall, I don't know. I don't think she would. She wouldn't like there at all. Because she wouldn't like this idea of men being very powerful, you know? That's the way she'd look at it. She'd just see it as this city of men, even though it's not just men that are there. And so she wouldn't take to it. Kanash, I don't know. She doesn't have a problem with slaves. That's actually a question. Her opinion on slavery. She doesn't really consider it to be anything bad because it's just something that happens. People become slaves. She doesn't want to become a slave, but she doesn't particularly care if other people are slaves. So, yeah, she's very nice. As long as it's not me, I don't care. That's basically her way of thinking there. So, she wouldn't see anything strange about Kanash having slaves, though I suppose that whole slave thing in Kanash is far bigger than in Sunbirth. But the prevalence, that's the word I'm looking for. I think of words sometimes. They happen in my brain. So, Kanash, I suppose she'd be open to it. But at the same time, I don't think she'd like... I was about to say snooshy people, but she is quite snooshy herself. So, yeah, well, I suppose she's slightly hypocritical, so, well, maybe more than slightly. So she might fit it in Kanash. If she went somewhere, she might end up in Kanash. Where else have we got? Taloba, I think she'd be somewhat terrified because obviously you have all these rumours of savages, and even though, depending on your point of view, it's who looks at who as savages. But I suppose she'd be more interested in that kind of society where women are considered in control. You know, I think that'd interest her more if she ever got over the shock of, you know, living in a place where there's basically barbarians who might eat her, because of course that's a common rumour, I think, that Merians are cannibals. But that might be because they do indulge in human flesh on occasion. Yeah, awkward pause after that, because that's a very strange thing to say, indulge in human flesh. Actually, I quite like that sound. Anyway, never mind that. Where else? Where would I think if we went further afield? I can't see her ending up in somewhere like Zinra, or whatever way you pronounce it. I don't think she'd like snake people. I think that'd be weird, you know, that people can be snakes and not snakes at the same time. I mean, Kelvik she could probably get over, but no way. So then if she went to, I don't know, Alvedus would probably drive her up the walls, because, well, I mean, she likes things to be where she remembers them being, which really Alvedus doesn't allow for, because it doesn't stay still. Well, it's not that it doesn't stay still, it just keeps changing. So it's never constant. That's a better word. It's not constant. So she wouldn't like that. I suppose that's part of the reason why she wouldn't like Andrigas either. That it's not always in the same place. You know, it's that movement idea. She wouldn't like that. She's very much a stay where you are kind of person. Where else have we got? Here we go, pronunciation again. Lavash? Is that how we pronounce it? I don't know what she'd think of it. I know there's a lot of X in Lavash. She's met one. She thought that was really strange. So she's kind of got this... Well, she somewhat understands them, even though she can't quite get used to this idea that there's another realm somewhere. She can't really comprehend that. Well, I suppose when this meeting happened, she was younger. I can't remember what age. I really can't at this moment in time. But that's because I don't necessarily fix dates in my head very well, unless they're people's birthdays. Anyway, without me going off on a sideline again. Okay, other cities. I can't think of any other cities. Obviously, if I was able to, the whole Windreach situation. Obviously, I can't actually do Windreach. But I don't think she'd like that either. I don't think she'd like that structure. I suppose also it's because she doesn't really have much of a skill set. So if she went to Windreach, I don't know what caste she'd end up as, because, I mean, she dances. That's her skill set. She can seduce people and she can dance. I mean, where are you going to end up with that in Windreach? Yes, that'll put food on the table. No, I think not. So it's quite possible she'd end up... I don't know actually where she'd end up. Deck, probably. Yeah, because she wouldn't have any other useful skills. So, yeah, probably. That would be great fun. So, no, she wouldn't stay in Windreach very long. Unless she'd acquired new skills by the time she got there. Where else is there? Oh my god, I can't think of places. I think basically the answer is she wouldn't really like to go to many places. Kanash and maybe to Loba if she got over the whole prejudice thing, which might be difficult. So there's basically two places she might consider going. You know, there's like other places, the colder regions. You've got Avantal. No, she wouldn't do cold. No. She hasn't met any Conti, so I don't know if she'd consider going to their isle. Again, it's the women thing. She'd feel safer around a load of women, but she wouldn't really fall into that idea of either being a seer. Obviously, she's not a seer, but she's no interest in medicine either, so curiosity would be the only thing that would bring her there, and it wouldn't keep her there very long because it'd be fairly uneventful and she'd get bored. And also she wouldn't have anything to do. So, yeah, that's great. So yeah, she wouldn't like many places. That's the short answer to that. Taloba and Kanash. Yeah, I think that's it. So where was I? Her goals for the future. Now, her goals and my goals are different things, but we'll go with her goals because that's the question. She wants to learn how to defend herself. She has some, admittedly, not novice skills with a dagger, so she'd like to improve that. She'd love to be able to bring up her unarmed combat, obviously, because she doesn't like being helpless. She doesn't really. She'd like to be able to do something else aside from dancing because she suddenly realised how dangerous that is, due to various things that have happened. But yeah, I don't know. Well, she does want to get out of dancing, basically. She'd like to get a job that's a job where she can... I don't know, actually, if she went for another job, what she'd end up as being? Thief, maybe? Well, I suppose she'd be distracting. So that you'd be paying less attention to what her hands were doing. I couldn't see her as a mercenary. If she went somewhere outside Sunbird, I don't know. I don't think she doesn't realise, she doesn't really know what she wants to do. She just doesn't want to dance. Well, she does like dancing, but she doesn't want to be working in the manner of dancing that she is. Like dancing for entertainment purposes. She does not want to do that. She's not musical, but I don't know if she's ever considered playing music. I don't think it's ever really crossed her mind. I don't know, she might have some talent for it. But, because, I mean, she does have rhythm, obviously, because she's a dancer. So, can't see why she wouldn't be able to play music. But yeah, I suppose, musician. I don't know. I'm just rambling now. I don't even know what I'm saying. Okay. Where do I see myself taking her story? Oh my god. That's a horrible question, Elazar. Why did you ask me that? I know it's one of those things everybody asks, but it's like, where do you see yourself? It's like when somebody asks, where do you see yourself in 5 years? I'm like, I don't know. I mean, I'm not good at thinking ahead. I'm really not. I mean, I do it in little leaps and bounds. It was like, I'm going to go to college. I'm going to do this in college. What are you going to do after college? I don't know. What do you want to be when you grow up? I don't know. That was always the answer. I just have no idea because I'm interested in too many things and I can't just do one thing. Anyway, this is not related to what I'm on about. Yes, the whole point of that little offshoot was that I'm not good at planning ahead. But I do have some plans. I'm not sure if I want to share said plans. Because I don't know, they're just kind of a thought at the moment. And it might be better just to reveal them later. We'll see. She has made friends with Elazar. She's bribed him with food, which I suppose is like the same thing. So basically, she owns him now. I don't think he realizes this, but it's like he sold his soul to the devil. It's great fun. Yes, Caela is the devil in this situation. But yeah, she'll use him to full thievery. I'm talking crap. He'll be used basically as this, I don't know, findery person. Go and find such and such. Tell me where they are. Tell me this about them. So I suppose you could really go into spy work when you think about it. But no. I don't know. I'd be interested in bringing up her larceny skill because she has no larceny skill. So that wouldn't be very difficult to bring it up. Obviously, I want her to be able to defend herself. I'd like her to get more weapon orientated. I'd be interested in her learning hypnotism because I'd say she'd like to be able to just tweak someone in a certain way, to even whether it's just to reach the same opinion as her. She likes manipulating people. We'll just put it that way. There's no nice way of saying it. She likes making people do what she wants them to do. So hypnotism probably work. Which, when you think about it, no, never mind. I'm not going off that little line of thought there. Another time, when I've actually thought about it more. And this is, I'm one of those people who's just mentioned something and you have no idea what I'm on about. I'm thinking now. This is a very difficult thing. I don't think very often. Yeah. This is about all I have at this moment in time. Well, I have more, but I can't think of anything. We'll call it laziness, shall we? Right. I'm going to stop talking about that, because otherwise we could be here for another 10 minutes of me going and having awkward silences. Well, they're not awkward because, well, they're awkward in my head. We'll go with that. So, last question, thank God. It was audible. A favourite moment thus far? Oh my God. That's a horrible question. I don't know. That's an honest answer. I suppose there's some things that are kind of like up there. Choking Elazar, that was accidental. That was an accident. She didn't do that intentionally. Oddly enough, the one where she almost... Now, bear with me. There is a reason for this. I'm personally liking this thread. She wouldn't have. But yeah, in early summer, when these guys basically tried to rape her, yes, this is not funny, but Xandi came to her rescue, basically. And so, I don't know, I like the chemistry between them. I like the way that Caela can pull herself together, even though she's basically just been attacked. I know she didn't basically beat them to a pulp as a rescuer did. But, you know, she has that potential there for very interesting things to happen, you know, because she's had an offer from Webb, as it's Xandi's other name. What's the name she's been given? Is basically willing to teach her self-defense. So she's very interested in that. She's very interested in not being helpless. It's just getting to that stage where she will not stand for what people think she should stand for anymore. She's not going to put up with it. She's not going to put up with men thinking whatever they want to think of her. Horrible, nasty thoughts. So basically, she's going to fight back. If that's the thing if that's something she has to do, she will fight back. She will, if she has to go and kill someone so that they won't touch her, she'll do it. Self-preservation. I don't know other than that, though. Favourite moment? I don't know. I've suddenly forgotten every thread I've written. I don't know. Yeah, another time. Because YouTube isn't going to like this video. And neither is my iPod, because it's going to say, no, you can't upload this video onto YouTube. It's too long. And then you select the whole video and upload it onto YouTube anyway. I don't know. It's a stupid iPod. It says stupid things. I don't listen to it. I don't actually listen to it because it's an animate object and so it can't actually talk. Not that that stops me saying things like that or talking to them. I talk to inanimate objects. Yeah. So aside from me being weird, I mean, you wouldn't watch the video if I wasn't weird, because obviously you want to see my brand of weirdness. That's obviously it. So yes, I suppose that's it for now. I suppose I'll probably make a video about Azira next. Won't that be fun? God help everyone. Yeah, so I'm going to go and stop saying and I'm going to drink my tea, because my tea is getting very, very cold, probably. because I mean, it's like 25 minutes. I mean, how is tea not going to be cold? And it's very important to drink tea while it's hot. No, not really. I can't drink it hot. Anyway, this is me not going off on some little sideline that has nothing to do with Miz and nothing to do with anything and that nobody wants to hear. So I'm just going to shut up and end the video, right? Ending now.